total abortion ban enacted in January 2020 has sparked a profound crisis in women's health and reproductive rights. By limiting legal termination of pregnancy to cases of rape, incest, or imminent threat to a mother's life or health, the law denies women's autonomy over their bodies. It disproportionately burdens those who are economically or geographically marginalized. The experience of countless women, most tragically exemplified by the death of 37-year-old Izabela Sajbor, demonstrates that restrictive abortion policies do not eliminate the demand for abortion but instead drive it underground, with life-threatening consequences. This essay examines the law's provisions, its human and social cost, and the spirited resistance it has inspired, concluding that only the restoration of full reproductive rights can safeguard women's health and dignity in Poland. From its inception, Poland's 2020 legislation represented the culmination of decades-long pressures from conservative political forces and the Catholic Church. Under the current legal framework, abortion is permissible only when the pregnancy is the result of rape or incest, or when the continuation of the pregnancy would pose as a serious, immediate danger to the woman's life or health. Abortion on the grounds of severe fetal abnormality provisions that had previously accounted for the vast majority of legal terminations is no longer allowed. This shift reflects the ruling Law and Justice Party's alignment with religious authorities and its broader agenda of reinforcing traditional social norms. The immediate health consequences of the ban have been stark. Rather than reducing the incidence of abortion, the restriction of legal services has driven women to seek underground and often unsafe procedures. As Mary Beer observes, criminalizing abortion does not curb practice. It merely makes it less safe, increasing the risk of infection, hemorrhage, and death. The case of Izabela Sajbor powerfully illustrates these dangers. In September 2021, Sajbor was admitted to the hospital in Poznań for complications related to a miscarriage. Although her condition was met internationally recognized criteria for emergency intervention, attending physicians fearing legal repercussions delayed treatment until fetal demise could be conclusively confirmed. By the time of the intervention occurred, Sajbor has developed septic shock and died. Her death crystallizes the lethal cost of legal ambiguity and the chilling effect that the ban has on medical professionals. Beyond these individual tragedies, the ban deepens existing social inequalities. Low-income women unable to afford travel to neighboring countries where abortion remains legal face overwhelming barriers to accessing care. A trip to Germany or the Czech Republic can incur thousands of zloty in travel, lodging, and medical fees that place safe abortion entirely out of the reach for the poorest. Rural residents confront additional hurdles of distance and scarce information, while members of ethnic minorities, particularly the Roma, encounter systematic discrimination when seeking documentations or medical assistance. Even for women who manage to evade legal restrictions, the psychological toll of unwanted pregnancy, heightened anxiety, depression, and trauma is significant. In response to these mounting injustices, Polish civil society has mobilized courageously. Within days of the Constitution Tribunal's 2020 ruling, hundreds of thousands joined the Black protest, donning all black attire and staging national strikes to demand the restoration of abortion rights. International bodies have likewise commended Poland's policy. The European Parliament has characterized the ban as incompatible with European human rights obligations, and the United Nations Human Rights Office has called repeatedly for its repeal. Meanwhile, citizen-driven networks such as Abortion Without Borders provide secret assistance, offering telemedicine counseling, logistical support for cross-border travel, and financial aid to women in need. Poland's 2020 abortion restrictions represent an urgent human rights crisis. By criminalizing the vast majority of terminations, the law infringes upon women's bodily autonomy, endangers lives, and amplifies social inequalities. The tragic death of Izabela Sajbor underscores the denial of legal abortions is not an abstract policy debate, but a matter of life and death. Yet the widespread protests, international rebukes, and resilient support networks testify the enduring strength of the reproductive rights movement. To avert further harm and honor the principles of health equity and human dignity, Poland must reverse its restrictive policies, ensuring safe, legal, and accessible abortion care for all women regardless of income, geography, or social status.